Let me quickly come to our studios here because I did say that this was going to be a two-part conversation. One is on mitigating what has already happened, and the other is preventing a possible disaster. Residents of Mpape here in the FCT have been reporting tremors felt in that particular area. Do they have anything to be afraid of, despite assurances by authorities that there is nothing to be afraid of? Well, we do have an expert in-house this morning. He is none other than Dr. Dodo Joseph Dana Sabe, who is the director of Center for Geodesy and Geodesy, beg your pardon, and Geodynamics, Toro in Bauchi State. It's an activity center of excellence of the National Space Research and Development Agency, NASTRA. Thank you so much for joining us this morning in our Abuja studios.
Thank you for having me.
Well, this is where we are right now. We've seen what has happened in Maiduguri. We've been told that it was highly preventable with the dams not being checked when they ought to have been checked, and the dam broke, and we can see what has happened. Right now, residents have cried out now that they have felt something. You are an expert in this particular areas. We've been told that the FCT is not entirely prone to earthquakes. Is that still the situation?
Not quite.
Okay.
Yeah. Once again, thank you for having me. We've made it severally known to the Nigerian public in respect to the activities that have been going on in Mpape. Let me just take you back a little bit. Sometime, to be precise, on the 7th of September in 2018, we had a similar incident in Mpape. And there was an earth tremor in Mpape in 2018 on the 7th of September. And during that earthquake, or earth tremor rather, what happened was that we were able to track it, we were able to monitor to know exactly what is happening. At that time, you know, there was divergent view from the public. A lot of people were saying it's as a result of the blasting, the mining, and other activities, mining activities going on in Mpape. We really carried out an extensive investigation, and from the geological point of view, we should understand that Mpape axis falls within the northern Nigerian basement complex, and is made up of the rocks at magmatite and gneiss. And the Mpape we are talking about, from our aeromagnetic studies, reveals that there are a lot of tectonic activities that have been going on. So it falls on what we call a fault zone. A fault zone is that area that is like, it's a weak area, and is as a result of the movement of some of those rocks that are within that area. So when those rocks begin to disintegrate, and there is a kind of a discontinuity of the rock mass that begin to move, it results to displacement. And once it results to displacement, it's as a result of the volume of that rock mass that begins to move. And from the aeromagnetic study that is carried out, is extended from Mpape, moving up to Kachia, to Kagarko, and to Kwei in Kaduna State. And don't forget also, coincidentally, in September 2016, Kwei had a similar experience. So the Center for Geodesy and Geodynamics, which I supervise under the Space Agency, we were able to carry out an investigation to determine what actually is happening in that 2016. And we were able to understand that that area is automatically sitting on a fault zone. And it wasn't quite long. On the 7th of September 2018, it happened again in Abuja, and with a magnitude of about 3.0, a magnitude that we had.
3.0?
3.0.
On the Richter scale, right?
Yeah.
Is that an earthquake we're measuring?
It is an earthquake we are measuring. And we had a focal depth of about between 10 to 15 kilometers. That was in 2018. What happened on the recent one that happened, we were looking at it from that perspective. But from what we have discovered, it is not as a result of the mining activities, the blasting that people were thinking. We have come to somehow conclude that yes, based on the historical and geological investigation that has been carried out long ago, If you go down to the southwest, there is a fault that comes from Ifewara in Osun State. It extended up to Zungeru. And from that Zungeru, coming up to Abuja, moving towards the Mpape axis, and then extending up to Kachia, Kwe. Okay. So,
just because we're pressed for time, and
yeah.
I know that a lot of these things are technical.
Yeah.
What I want you to do is break it down as much as possible.
I'm trying to break it down.
To say, precisely to residents who are,
yes.
Who are feeling what they are feeling. They know what they are feeling.
Yes.
Right now, what exactly, because the authorities say, oh, we have stationed some equipment